And with some breaking news to bring you now, authorities in Alabama have announced charges against Carlee Russell. You may remember that's the woman who admitted that she made up that story about her kidnapping and that she found a toddler on the side of the interstate. Well, she's now facing 2 misdemeanors for making false statements to police, each carrying up to 1 year in prison. For more, let's bring in our contributors, defense attorney Brian Buckmeyer, also former FBI agent Brad Garrett. I guess first, let's start with you, Brian. How serious are the charges? Do you think they fit the crime? And it looks like she has been released on bond now. But what does this mean for her? Will she spend time in prison or no?
Yeah, so they're serious in the sense that they are criminal charges that do have a maximum of up to 1 year in jail. They're what we call A-class misdemeanors. So anytime you can potentially serve jail time, they are serious. But I do say, and I do stress potential, because they are misdemeanors and then there are felonies. It's a low-level crime, so to speak. Oftentimes you might see probation floated out as an example, but don't forget about cases like Sheriff Papini, who lied to the FBI and got 18 months, and Jesse Smollett, who lied to local police and got 5 months. So it's definitely a possibility.
So, Brad, what do you think is going on here? We still haven't heard why she did this, but just from your background, your experience, you know, attention seeking, clearly there's some other things going on involving mental health, possibly.
Mental health may well play into this. We'll have to see where that goes, Kara. But yes, the motive is unclear. Did she want to get attention? Well, she clearly did. It's not good attention at the end of the day. It's not a particularly well thought out plan. It fell apart immediately when the police couldn't corroborate basically anything she said. And then she comes back home, obviously, or I think maybe never left home to begin with. And it is unclear as to what really would have motivated her to do that. Some people do these schemes so they can run away for a while or go meet a boyfriend or whatever it might be. There's no indicators of that, but we'll have to see. But it's a case that if she doesn't get jail time, I think a fine and restitution could potentially be at play, because this costs the police and law enforcement a lot of money and time.
Right, and Brian, the police chief, I'm reading here, said that he's seeking that an enhancement be added to the laws, and said that he shares in the frustration that Russell was only charged with misdemeanors. He went on to say that existing laws only allowed the charges that he filed to be filed. So are the laws too lax, do you think? I mean, what do you make about what he's saying?
So as far as I've seen, and I don't practice in Alabama, so I'm just scouring through the internet, I don't see any enhancements. And what we mean by enhancements is, for example, there's a crime for selling drugs, and you can do X amount of time for that. But if you sell drugs, for example, close to a school, there's an enhancement where you do more jail time for that. And that makes sense, selling drugs in certain areas, having weapons in certain areas, but lying to police as a part of their investigation, I don't know if there's any laws that provide enhancement there. Maybe they can finagle a way of trying to get a greater amount of restitution. That might be more of a deterrence, but I don't see where they're gonna get that that enhancement there. In terms of whether or not the laws are lax, I know that law enforcement and prosecutors often say that they don't want to have what's called a chilling effect. They want to invite people to report more rather than holding back information. So the laws in this false reporting have always been lax because they rather more reporting than to scare people away with stronger laws against false reporting.
Brian, Brad, thank you with helping us out here on the breaking news. Appreciate it.
Hi everyone, George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.